Hey guys, as you may know from my other videos, I've been studying Japanese for about 5 years now. Now see, I word it that way on purpose because in no way would I say I speak Japanese. Because in no way do I feel fluent yet. My brain is just not wired for multiple languages. So up until now, I've mostly been just banging my head against the wall until it works out. It reminds me of one of the first episodes of Pokemon, where they meet a character named AJ who trains his Pokemon to overcome their weaknesses, as demonstrated by his Sandshrew jumping in the pool. So me, and perhaps you as well, are the Sandshrews in the ocean. It is possible, we just have to work a lot harder than, say, for example, my wife, who is fluent in 4 languages. She would be the Goldeen of the two of us, swimming circles around me, wondering why I'm having such a hard time. Sorry if I'm a bit behind. I'm a little old school when it comes to Pokemon. You know, before they started naming them after lighting fixtures and garbage. But now that I think about it, I think Sandshrew might look a little bit too cool for me. There we go, that makes more sense. Anyway, to the point. Now that I've already put myself through all that, I thought perhaps that I would be able to help other people wade their way through it and teach Japanese my way from the perspective of a native English speaker. So let's get into it. Japanese has 3 alphabets: hiragana, katakana, collectively known as kana, and kanji. Kanji was derived from traditional Chinese, which is called hanzi.
No, it's Hanzi.
This happened a long time ago, but there are still some similarities. For example, the word in Japanese that means present or current is genzai, and in Chinese it's pronounced xianzai. Good job, not only are you off track already, you've switched languages completely. Even if you don't intend on reading and just want to use it for conversation, it's still recommended that you learn the first 2 alphabets. With some diligence, you should be able to pick it up in 2 to 4 weeks. We'll go into kanji a little bit later down the road, once we have the core built, but I'll still use them here and there just to get you used to seeing them. Each of these first 2 alphabets has 46 basic characters, 29 modified characters, and 2 obsolete characters. Now, I know that sounds really complicated, but it's really not. The first thing you need to know is that Japanese, unlike English, is a syllabaic language. It's based on symbols. So each character is a consonant and a vowel together, with one exception, the N noise. The next thing you need to know is that there is no such thing as long and short vowels. Every character makes the same sound always. No exception. Just got a little easier, didn't it? So, here is the Hiragana alphabet. Now the easy way to understand this is that the column here on the right is for vowels and the row across the top is for consonants. Where those 2 lines intersect, you get the sound for that character. So, K-A, ka, T-O, to. Now like I said, there is only one sound for each vowel, so there's no such thing as 2 in Japanese. So, let's start with the vowels. A, I, U, E, O. Once more. A, I, U, E, O. Now if you're using this to teach your kids, or you just want a really annoying song in your head, I'll put a link in the description. So, with the vowel pronunciation down, let's just go down the list. Now I'm going to highlight a few that diverge from the pattern a little bit, so pay attention to the sound when we get there. A, I, U, E, O. Ka, ki, ku, ke, ko. Sa, shi, su, se, so. Ta, chi, tsu, te, to. Na, ni, nu, ne, no. Ha, hi, hu, he, ho. Ma, mi, mu, me, mo. Ya, yu, yo. Ra, ri, ru, re, ro. Wa, wo. And finally our old friend, No, you may have noticed a few things, but just wait, I'll get there. But first, let's look at the highlighted ones. She. Now you see, this isn't pronounced si. Why? Because this isn't Spanish class. Thank God, I already have enough problems with 2 languages floating around in my head. But honestly, that's the best answer I want to give. The real answer is that it was derived from this Chinese character, and at the time, the pronunciation that was taken was she. But I don't think you want me to go into that much detail for every one of these. The next would be chi, not tea. Pronounced like cheese. then tsu. Like I said, there's no tu in Japanese. In the West, we mostly hear this in the word tsunami, but a lot of people pronounce it tsunami, which is just wrong. After that is fu. This is in the H line, however the sound is kind of a mix between H and F. If you were to say fu, your teeth touch your bottom lip before you make the sound. Fu. If you were to say hu, your lips are extended past your teeth. Hu. This sound is about in the middle. Your teeth almost touch and then extend. Hu. Hu. The last of the unique ones are the entire R line. This is not technically an R because this is kind of a mix between R and L. This line here is solely to blame for all of those stereotypical Japanese voices. So instead of la, li, lu, le, lo, or ra, ri, ru, re, ro, it's more of ra, ri, ru, re, ro. This is probably the hardest sound for beginners to get used to. Now then, the two that I skipped over are this one and this one. The reason I skipped over them is because they're very old and obsolete. They're not used in common life anymore. I have only seen them once, and that's when I was looking at the Japanese version of this book. Now this book is 700 years old, so of course it's going to have a lot of old stuff. But for you and me and everyone else, these are not important, you don't need to learn them. So, that covers the 46 basic characters and the 2 obsolete. The modified ones are really easy because you don't actually have to learn anything new. I'll show you. Looking at the K line, if you add these 2 dashes to the top of every character, the K line becomes the G line. And like I said, the vowels never change. So, ka, ki, ku, ke, ko becomes ga, gi, gu, ge, go. Easy, right? Now let's do the other ones. Sa, shi, su, se, so becomes za, ji, zu, ze, zo. Of course, she has to make it complicated. It becomes G in the Z line. Don't ask. Ta, chi, tsu, te, to becomes da, ji, zu, de, do. Ha, hi, hu, he, ho becomes ba, bi, bu, be, bo. Bonus round! The last 3 we added the 2 little dashes. However, the H line has a secondary modified form, where instead of adding the dashes, you add a little circle, like this. Now it becomes the P line. Pa, pi, pu, pe, po. The last 4 of the modified characters I call combo characters, because they modify the sound of the characters that come before or after when they're small. I know that sounds weird, but I'll explain. These 3 here change the prior character. Ki, ya becomes kya. Ki, yo becomes kyo. And ki, yu becomes kyu. Additional point, if you add u to the end of yu or yo, it's an elongated vowel sound. So kyo becomes kyo and kyu becomes kyu. It doesn't work with kya. There's a rebel in every family. And now the last one, tsu. When this character is small, it creates a small pause and a double consonant sound of the character that comes after it. Like in the word chotto. Did you hear it? Chotto. Chotto. The difference might seem small. Get it? Like they're smaller? But the difference is very important. It can change the meaning a lot. Well, actually not can, it does. It's a completely different word. Like the verb kita, which means has come. Or the other verb, kitta, which means is cut. It's completely different. Or how about nouns? Isha means doctor. Then ishiya, rock store. Not even close. If you don't believe me that it can make that big of a difference, think about it in English. Like the word fury, which means anger. And then the word furry, which means... Actually, I'm not even going to get into that. No! Take it down! Different example. Okay, the word public and the word pubic. They're very similar, but if you use the wrong one in an interview, I'm guessing you still wouldn't have a job. Okay then, the second alphabet is called katakana. Now don't worry, all the same rules apply, so I'm not going to repeat myself. I'll just go down the list with you. Starting with A, I, U, E, O, ka, ki, ku, ke, ko. Sa, shi, su, se, so. Ta, chi, tsu, te, to. Na, ni, nu, ne, no. Ha, hi, hu, he, ho. Ma, mi, mu, me, mo. Ya, yu, yo. Ra, ri, ru, re, ro. Wa, wo, and then Sorry, I lied. There is one exception. In katakana, when you want to extend the vowel noise, you have to use a dash, like this. Although the kya in katakana isn't so rebellious. He's a little more mature. I'm going to end the episode here. Next time, we'll continue the intro and talk about grammar and sentence structure. I know, when I say it like that, it just sounds super exciting, but please, look forward to it. See you later. Ja ne!